For the first Sunday night football game of the year, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium. This is your Week 1 2023 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. This is going to be a very fun type of matchup between both of these teams. The New York Giants have struggled with the Dallas Cowboys for the last couple of games, and that's the team I want to start with because they are the home team. The New York Giants went in this offseason and got a lot of reinforcements to put around Daniel Jones. Now, last season was the first season underneath Brian Daboll, and it was a pretty successful season. They made the playoffs, and they beat the Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs. I do think that these added names are definitely going to help the New York Giants, and they will be a playoff team again. But in this game, this is a favorable matchup for both of these teams. The Giants have a lot of help around Daniel Jones now. They already have one of the best running backs in football with Saquon Barkley. And that should be the point of emphasis for this team. Still try to run the football as much as possible because Saquon Barkley is a game changer of a running back. And the weapons that they've added in, such as Paris Campbell, Jalen Hyatt, the rookie that they've drafted in the third round, and you also have Darren Waller at the tight end position that you got over from the Las Vegas Raiders. The biggest thing that the Giants wanted to do this offseason was to get faster offensively, and they've done that around Daniel Jones. Now, just because they added in these offensive weapons around him does not mean that they need to shy away from running the football with Daniel Jones. He's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the game. We saw that last season. I believe that he could kill the Dallas Cowboys with his legs if you get him out into space, do some read option plays, and also do some RPOs to set him up in a comfortable situation. Another point of emphasis for the Giants in this game to pay attention to is how the offensive line is going to react to that Dallas Cowboys front. For the last couple of games, they have been able to protect Daniel Jones as good against the Dallas Cowboys defense with guys like Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. But the thing that I'm looking at here is Andrew Thomas has been awesome with this Giants team. He's the best offensive lineman on this team. You have John Michael Smith, who is a brand new center that's a rookie. How he fare out against his team? He has to come out. He has to be aggressive. He has to be dominant. That's how he was in Minnesota in college, and I expect for him to do the same thing in this game against the Dallas Cowboys. Another very interesting note to look at is Evan Neal, the tackle that they drafted last season. Had a solid rookie season, but struggled a lot. And he struggled the most against the Dallas Cowboys. He has to play better if the New York Giants want to go out and beat this Dallas Cowboys team, and if Daniel Jones can play up to that level. But the biggest thing I'm looking at for the New York Giants is taking care of that football. Last season, Daniel Jones did a great job of it. I think he'll do another amazing job of it this game and this season underneath Brian Daboll for year number 2. And also look at Wan'Dale Robinson, a rookie that didn't play much last season because his season was ended short because of an ACL injury. He's another guy that you can look at and can be a guy that can be in the slot and you can do some jet sweeps with. Be on the lookout for these weapons around Daniel Jones. A lot of these guys do not get the coverage that they deserve, and they can come in and they can give the Dallas Cowboys a lot of trouble. And also look at the veteran Sterling Shepard as well. Always deals with injuries, but when he's on the field, he's a very good wide receiver. Now the defense for the New York Giants. They have to come in. They have to be clutch. Last season they were. They beat the Baltimore Ravens solely off that defense alone. Yes, Daniel Jones made some plays last season in that game, but this Giants defense can go out and they can blitz like it's no tomorrow, and I expect for them to do the same. So these corners have to be on their A game because you're going against Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. I expect for guys like Deonte Banks, the rookie on this team, to be targeted a lot, and he has to come up clutch. Same with Adoree Jackson, who is a very good veteran corner. And you also have Xavier McKinney over top, overseeing the things at that safety position. But their defensive line is extremely good, and they are physical. Dexter Lawrence earned a contract extension with this team, rightfully deserved. He's going to have to go out there and prove that he was worth that contract. He's a guy that's amazing against stopping the run and can push the pocket and can make Dak Prescott uncomfortable. Because we do know one thing about Dak Prescott from last season. He is prone to turn over the football if you can create a lot of pressure around him. Same with Leonard Williams, and Kayvon Thibodeau has to come up and show that he was worth being a first-round pick last year. Showed a lot of good plays, but he has to be very disruptive against the tackles on this team, and I expect for him to make a major impact on this game as well. Also be on the lookout for the free agent that they signed, Bobby Okereke, from the Indianapolis Colts. The Giants linebackers were a major issue last season. They had to depend on guys like Jalen Smith, and the Dallas Cowboys know all about Jalen Smith. He's no longer on this team. Bobby Okereke is a good run stopper, and expect for him to make some big plays against Tony Pollard in space, and also pay attention to Isaiah Simmons, the guy they traded for from the Arizona Cardinals. Can play in the secondary, can also be a linebacker as well, and can also pressure Dak Prescott, and can cover running backs out of the backfield, and he can cover them in space as well. So Wink Martindale is going to have to be on his A game against this Dallas Cowboys team, because not only did the Giants go out and get reinforcement and help for their quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys did the same. So let's talk about them. Dallas Cowboys have owned the New York Giants the last couple of games, and Dak Prescott has had a lot of good games against this team. They went out this offseason with a plan of attack to make a legit Super Bowl run. Kellen Moore is no longer calling plays. That is now Mike McCarthy on the offensive end, and I love that move. He's a veteran play caller. We will see the impact that he has on this team. Obviously, they say this every offseason. They really want to run the football more. That's not going to happen in this game. Dak Prescott is going to still throw the football a lot to weapons like Brandon Cooks, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, and they have to get these guys going early. Yes, they can set the tone and try to run the football as much as possible with guys like Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn. But the fact that Ronald Jones is serving suspension right now, that's the guy that you want to give most of your bulk carries to. And the reason why I'm saying that is Tony Pollard is not a guy that you're going to get the ball to 25 times a game out the backfield. He's an electric running back. Deuce Vaughn and him can split carries, but I still expect for Dak Prescott to get busy with these wide receivers that they've added around Dak Prescott. Now, the offensive line is one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Tyron Smith is still a very good tackle. Terrence Steele just earned a contract extension with this team at the right tackle position. And Zach Martin is still a very good guard. And they have a good center as well. So I look at this offensive line to go out there and try to push the New York Giants around. It's not going to be easy, but they have the offensive line to do so. And they also have to protect Dak Prescott as much as possible. The Giants are going to try to pressure him a lot in this game. But the biggest thing with Dak Prescott, stay calm and do not turn the football over. Last season, he turned the football over a lot. He was one of the guys that led the league in interceptions, and he didn't even play for the full season. They cannot have those type of miscues in this game, because Daniel Jones and crew would definitely make them pay. Now, when I look at the Dallas Cowboys defense, they've also added some names as well. You already had Trevon Diggs, who was one of the best cover corners in the NFL. You pair him up with Stephon Gilmore, who is still a very good veteran in the game. That may be one of the best cornerback duos in football if it can pan out. And I do think they're going to cause a lot of havoc in this game against those wide receivers. The biggest thing for this defense is to keep Saquon Barkley in check with that defensive line and work your way around with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is a beast. The New York Giants have to look out for this guy. He can play all over the field, and he is a game wrecker. Him and DeMarcus Lawrence. I know DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't get all the high sacks. He doesn't get all the praise. But he's a guy that messes up very well against the Giants team, because he can stop the run. He can go and push the pocket, while Micah Parsons comes out of nowhere and just blows up the entire offensive line. So they cannot miss assignments if they do want to do some wall stunt blitzes, or they want to do some linebacking blitzes that may involve Leighton Vander Esch. And Leighton Vander Esch is a good tackling linebacker on this team. This entire defensive line is tough to run the football against, and those guys in the secondary are no slouches as well. I like Jaron Kearse at the safety position. He's a good safety. Malik Hooker, when he gets playing time, he's a good safety as well. Donovan Wilson is questionable for this game. He may be able to play, but if he can't, Malik Hooker can come in and fill in that void. But Donovan Wilson can also make a lot of plays in this game as well. This is going to be a very fun and physical matchup. The last couple of games the Dallas Cowboys have gotten the New York Giants because their firepower that they have. I think the Giants are a very good football team. With that being said, I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to win this game, but it's going to be a close game. I have them win this game 28-24. I think Micah Parsons and that defensive line is going to cause a lot of trouble for Daniel Jones still, and they may not be able to outfire that firepower that Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys have. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have win this game, the New York Giants or the Dallas Cowboys? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.